A stranger's memoir, hit by a car. Emotions rush like speeding traffic. In life we can be overwhelmed by havoc. It can be somewhat tragic, and we can forget the magic. I say that to say this. There was a boy whom suffered a collision with a car, and I apologize in advance for the self-indulgent parts. I just want to show that you can go far. And yes, his body still has scars. He can walk, and ever since that day he has counted his blessings attentively, and tried to share love and compassion relentlessly. You see, in the flashing moments prior to the collision, he jumped with an innocent, childlike sentimentality of God in his vision. The car struck at a point that the doctor said was a miracle angle. The driver thought she was passing a church, not a school. The day has been for he an empowering fuel. For 6 years he had blistering headaches. The sunlight burned and his hips ached. They still do, and he has a lump on his skull too. It's only noticeable to the barber. Do not pity he, just sit and listen on with me. There is rarely a week goes by that the sciatica doesn't plague him, but it also vaguely reminds him that he is alive, that he has strived and achieved small victories, and not victim to vain trickeries. After the collision he decided to be a paper boy. He was only of small size. For a long time he could only play in the forest. The sunlight scorched his eyes. He was too young and small, so they refused. So he revealed his ploy. He spoke something simple. You see, at school, I'm known as a magician, and I need to execute the miracle in precision. He exclaimed that everyone thinks I am fine, and I'm sure in time I will be. I need this job to make me strong. And so the post office obliged and made him a paper boy. Little he was so proud he announced it aloud, and every Sunday he would astound. He would lumber a pile of papers bigger than he on a cart along the ground, and up the fine hills of Yorkshire. Everyone thought he can't hack it, he will surely retire. Some days he passed out from the pain of pulling something that weighed the same. The Reverend would occasionally tend to he and beg him to stop. There's a lot of ill words said about the men of the cloth, but that man, he was this little boy's rock. He begged him to stop pulling that cart. Then the boy reminded him God was in his heart. If he believes now or not, it's not pertinent nor relevant. The fact is that it made him as strong as an ox or an elephant when he was merely a child. After 6 years he was strong and bold, reverent to everything dear he had and what others had to hold. The reason for this story is as I foretold, to remind you that strength is acquired as we grow old. He was several times faced with the opportunity to walk away from atrocities, from homophobes, bigots and racist monstrosities. Yet he could not. It was a gift to walk. The day I speak of could have, like many others, left him laying in chalk. One day faced with a crowd of racist marauders, and behind he a man from across the border, laying on the floor in shock from the fear. He walked towards them, of course, with a rational fear. He shouted them down away from the coloured man. They started charging towards him, and he could have ran. He could have run away, but they didn't hunger for the flesh of a white boy, so he had to stay. He heckled them down and spoke words of peace, knowing as he walked towards them he would end up 6 feet beneath. As the gang of many men came hurtling towards him and his single comrade, he looked back at the old coloured man on the floor in old age and dismay. He growled and did say, "Barbarians are coming this way." He screeched, "I am from a town of peace, no colour, no creed. I am ready to die, and peace will be my deed." The gang enraged, some 50 or more, ready to drop him to the floor, shouting N-word lover as they drew ever closer. And no, that word is never kosher. He commenced in the fight, lashed one in the face. They swarmed around him, it was almost his final resting place. Yet by the good grace, gifted by destiny, the police formed a shield around, kettled the barbarians, and the one that he lashed hit the ground. A Goliath in size, and to all their surprise, the racist mob with hate and ignorance in their eyes, thinking it was the boy who had hit the floor and faced his demise, pummeled their leader till blood dripped from his eyes. A racist bigot, a woman-beating chauvinistic beast, I pity him the least. The old coloured man still in shock, off to the hospital he did pop. He recovered healthy and alive, thankful for the fact that he didn't die. Later the team returned to his 9 to 5, happy that the woman had once gone for that drive, so that he would be strong in the face of those eyes. Adversity brings strength and appreciation, and adrenaline in the face of degradation. Some children were playing outside the warehouse lot. They were talking of the mystery hero that time has forgot, how he saved a man of colour despite the chance to walk away. Turns out this coloured man was a respected member of the community, kind and caring and of moral impunity. He was loved by all colours, including white. That's why when he overheard the kids chatting that Grandpapa was saved, he was happy that he was hit by that car on that solemn day. And when the pain sets in, even now, it's not just the fact that he walks, it's that he doesn't walk away. Adversity makes you stronger in every single way.